All right, you just woke up. It is a cold, harsh, rainy Thursday afternoon. You're sleeping in. You don't got a job. You got nothing, okay? You're broke and you're fat. You get up, you find your way all the way to the gym. It's your first time there. You look around, everyone's bench pressing, doing the biceps, but you're all scared because you got nothing, okay? You sit down, you load up the 45s on the bench press, and for some reason, you happen to put 220 pounds on the bench press. You go under, you start hitting it. All of a sudden, you realize, yo, I just hit 11 reps for 220 pounds. You rack the weight. You look up, you see Uncle C's, he's crushing buys. His biceps are the size of a truck. You turn back around, you look at yourself, you say, okay, I'm getting back in shape, but why am I so broke? I need to fix the broke part. And then all of a sudden, you got the AirPods in, you hear ding. Oh my God, I just hit 11 reps for 220 pounds, but the MBH boys just dropped an 11 leg parlay for 220x. You are gonna be $55,000 richer after this parlay hits. We'll see you at the money counter. You're welcome. Welcome back to another episode of the Last Leg podcast powered by the boys at MBH Bets. We are back once again.
Let's go.
Episode 33. We are making it. We are coming to the end of the season. The fact that we've done it for this long is insane. Guys, if you're with us last week, you know what to do. I say this every single week. You come here, you make money with us. And I looked at the DMs this week. I looked at the comments this week. Everybody made money because me and Uncle C's went crazy. So please hit the subscribe button right now. 60% of you are not subscribed. I'll give you a second to do it right now. Bing. Congratulations. You're subscribed to the best soccer betting podcast in the world. You heard it here first. All right. First thing before we get into the plays, we got to go over last week's results. Uncle C's with a classic 62%. He's just Mr. Consistent. That's all it is. You come to him for consistency, okay? You come to me if you want a roller coaster, okay? Zio Tony, 84% last week.
Yeah, if you want crazy volatile swings, you go to Zio Tony, that's for sure.
Like let me give you guys let me preface that. 2 weeks ago, 80%. Last week, 35%. Okay? Sorry, 3 weeks ago, 80%. 2 weeks ago, 35%. Last week, 84%.
Let's go, buddy.
Money. Okay. Anyways, not too much about it, guys. End of the season's coming up. I just want to preface that. And obviously, you guys know, end of the season's coming up. Not much left to bet on, to be honest. Obviously, we're getting the World Cup very soon, which I'm excited about. But in the meantime, we're just looking for plays that make sense for teams that are either fighting relegation, fighting for European spots, and everything in between. And then, of course, we have the MLS, which is just getting started or just got started a couple months ago. So they're in the early mid-season stages there. So that's kind of what we're looking at for this week. And we are kicking it off with Friday. We only have one Friday game. Guys, the games are dwindling away, okay? First game on Friday, we are going to the EPL where we have Aston Villa versus Liverpool. This is 4th versus 5th. They're tied on points right now. But Liverpool has 4th over Villa. I think it's goal differential if I'm not mistaken. Okay. Technically speaking, it looks like these two teams will occupy the last two Champions League spots, 4th and 5th. However, Bournemouth still has a chance. Okay. Bournemouth at the moment is on 55 points, which is 4 points back from these two teams. There are 2 games left in the season, this one included. So initially, I looked at Cesar's play. I liked it, but I'm going to go with both teams to score here at 1.45. These are two teams that still have something to play for at the end of the day. And they're two very attacking teams. Defending does not exist in their two worlds. I think Villa is going to want to try to get a result, although they have on Wednesday, they play the Europa League final against Freiburg, which would still guarantee them Champions League football if they win. I still think they're going to want to play and just get at least a point here and guarantee themselves that no matter what happens in the final, they will see UCL football next year. So I think they'll at least get a draw here. They're going to fight for it nonetheless. So give me both teams to score here at 1.45.
Yeah, I mean, for me, both teams to score looks good just because Liverpool's not that great defensively this season, obviously. But Villa tying 2-2 to Burnley last week. They have Unai Emery, their coach's best competition of all time, the Europa League final coming up. They're going to prioritize that. In my opinion, I think they should win that. They're playing who? Freiburg?
Freiburg, yeah.
Yeah, so one game, one win, guarantees Champions League, and the rest of the season they can go in vacation mode. I think there's 3 games left in the Premier League, if I'm not mistaken. So two games left. Okay, so if they get a draw here, that's probably what they're going to want to do. But regardless, Anthony just needs both teams to score. I will be taking, however, Liverpool double chance, so Liverpool or draw at similar odds at 1.42 odds. I think that's very good, very, very good value here. Liverpool pretty consistent so far. They haven't been losing too many games. Let me just see here. They tied last week against Chelsea, then they lost to Man U last week. Then they won their previous 2. So I don't know. I'm liking Liverpool double chance here. Villa have too much to worry about, too much to focus on Wednesday, and they're probably going to rotate the squad heavily. So give me Liverpool or draw. That's it, okay?
Okay, congratulations. Moving on, that ends Friday. We're going straight to Saturday where we're going to the Bundesliga, okay? Where we have Heidenheim versus Mainz. I got nothing here. Uncle C's, take it away.
Very interesting relegation battle here in the Bundesliga, okay? It's just between these 3 teams, Heidenheim, St. Pauli, and Wolfsburg. Heidenheim, I believe, are second last. St. Pauli are last, and then Wolfsburg occupy the relegation playoff. All teams are tied with 26 points here, okay? Mainz have nothing to play for. They lost their last game last week to Union Berlin, where I think that female coach got her first dub of the season. This is the final match week of the Bundesliga, so there's a lot to decide here, okay? This is 17th versus 10th. Mainz are safe, nothing to play for. Heidenheim need a victory here and a draw in the other game that is between the 2 other relegation teams, Pauli and Wolfsburg, so they can at least try and get that consolation match to stay up in the Bundesliga. Heidenheim right now in their last 5 home games, they scored a minimum of 2 goals at home, losing only once in that run to, I believe, Hoffenheim. I'm taking Heidenheim or draw at 1.35, but another bet I like here as well is Heidenheim to score over 1.5 goals at 1.65. You could probably parlay these together and get close to a 2x because it's the same team. The odds makers will condense the odds there. They won't make it too crazy, closer to a 2x. So I like both those plays, Heidenheim double chance and over 1.5 goals for Heidenheim because they are at home in this game. And Mainz, they don't care. They're done. Like, their mind's somewhere else. So Anthony has nothing here, obviously. And yeah, that's it.
You're a stooge. You're such a stooge. Their mind's going to be somewhere else. All right, anyways, moving on to the next game. That one was crazy. That one was nuts. Okay, we're moving on to the next game in the Bundesliga. I am looking at Frankfurt versus Stuttgart, okay? Final match of the season, of course. We have 8th place Frankfurt versus 4th place Stuttgart, okay? Stuttgart need a win to secure UCL football with Hoffenheim tied, okay? Hoffenheim is now in the Europa League spot. Stuttgart is in the last Champions League spot. I believe it's 4th and 5th. They're tied on points. So right now I think it's goal differential because Stuttgart scores 1 million goals every game and gets scored on 1 million times, whatever. Hoffenheim is facing Mönchengladbach, who they'll probably get the dub against. So Stuttgart is looking at this game and saying, we cannot lose. We cannot draw. We absolutely need to win, okay? The history between these teams is very even. 11 wins, 5 draws, 10 wins either way. So they're literally 1 game off of being perfectly even. And then I'm looking at Frankfurt's record right now in their last 5. They're not in good form. They have 3 L's, 1 draw, and 1 win in the last 5. And their only win in the last 5 came against Wolfsburg, who are basically looking to be relegated after this weekend. So yeah, I'm going to go with the better team who's in form, who's looking to secure Champions League football. Give me Stuttgart on the money line at 1.85.
Yeah, guys, just to add on to Anthony's pick here, Stuttgart money line at 1.85 is good, but you can get better odds on Betano at 9.1?
9-1.
Yeah, so there you go. I got to look for this game.
Beautiful. Let's roll on. Next game, we are staying in the Bundesliga where we are continuing to speak about battles. This is a relegation battle, okay, between St. Pauli and Wolfsburg. Like Uncle C's mentioned a few games ago, it's tied between 3 teams, Heidenheim, Pauli, and Wolfsburg. They're all tied on 26 points, and these 2 teams are actually the bottom team. The 16th is Wolfsburg, and 18th is dead last, Pauli. You're looking at this game like this. 2 teams that are fighting for their lives, trying to get a result, trying to get out of relegation, or at least, trying to get into a chance to play relegation playoffs. Give me both teams to score here at 1.55. It is Bundesliga. Bundesliga is known to be a goals league, a game that means so much to two teams, especially Wolfsburg, who's a pretty like storied club in Germany, does not want to see themselves in the second division. So give me both teams to score here at 1.55. I think it just makes sense based off of the situation between these two teams.
Yeah, so Wolfsburg currently occupy that playoff spot based off of goal differential. They are actually really, really good. Not really good considering they're in 16th spot, but yeah, both teams to score here should be good because St. Pauli, either team needs to win, and all these games are happening at the same time. They're all happening, I believe, at 9:30 a.m. on Saturday. So it's going to be hard to keep track of the other games, see what's going on. So give me both teams to score here. I don't care who wins. I like the odds here at 1.55, and that's all I'm taking for this game.
All right, next game is the FA Cup Finalmente, okay? The game is at Wembley between Chelsea and Man City. So Chelsea is technically at home, but not really. They're at Wembley. It doesn't matter. It's going to be filled with both fans. Guys, not much to say here. City wants silverware more than they already got. I believe they won the Carabao Cup, correct? Yes, now sir. They want the FA Cup. This can give them 2 trophies. Yeah, it may not be the EPL or the UCL, but it's 2 trophies, 2 pieces of silverware for Uncle Pep. I'm going with City on the money line at 1.52, but that's on Bet365, but on Betano, the odds are like 1.7 or 1.75. So, of course, guys, go look for the best book all the time. It's going to give you the best odds. But yeah, I'm taking City on the money line. Chelsea is just horrendous, man. Like, they're so bad. Like, they're in such bad form. The club's in shambles, firing coaches, doing all this stuff, blah, 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 blah. Man City's like, buddy, we're going to steamroll you guys. There's obviously a safer play with City just to lift the cup. So God forbid it goes to extra time or pens. You get that. But dude, City doesn't need more than 90 minutes with Chelsea to get the job done. Give me City money line at 1.52.
Yeah, if I'm going to take money line, I'm going to be taking that on Betano for sure. But I do like City to lift the cup at 1.42 on Betano. City are 27, 7, and 12 versus Chelsea. 11, 4, and 8 on the road. Yes, like Anthony said, this game is at Wembley, so it's essentially neutral. Yes, Chelsea are a London club, but when it's at Wembley, anybody wins. It's anybody's home. And Man City are 4-0-2 in the FA Cup, to be exact, against Chelsea. What did I say? Did I say Man City? I thought I said Man U there for a second.
No, you said Man City.
Okay, yeah. So City are just a superior team. I believe they won on the weekend. What was it, 3-0?
Yes.
3-0. Marmoush scoring the last goal, blah, blah, blah. Look, City are going to win this cup, and that's going to give them the confidence to fight for the league. Arsenal do look like they're running away with it, but regardless, I think Pep is going to have 2 pieces of silverware this season, at least minimum, and it's going to be this one against Chelsea, because I don't even know who Chelsea's coach is right now. They got rid of Reservoir, and now...
I literally don't even know who, like, I don't even know his name. I have no idea.
I have no idea who it is, if he's black, white, Asian, female. I have no idea. But anyways, yeah, City to lift the cup and City money line.
Okay, bang. We're going to the next game, guys. Unfortunately, there are no odds for this game because there is still a matchup in between this one. We are going to the Scottish Premiership, okay, guys? Insane what's happening here. We are on the brink of a team finally breaking the Celtics/Rangers win streak between the two teams for 40 freaking years straight. Hearts of Midlothian, okay? Just recently up. They've been bouncing around first and second division for forever. They're here. They're about to win. They are in first place versus second place Celtic. This is insane. It's hard to make a call right now because there's no odds for this game because both of these teams play tomorrow. But I see both teams winning and coming into this game, it's a 1-point difference, right? So if both teams win tomorrow, which is what's going to happen, they come into this matchup on Saturday, early morning, 7:30 a.m. Eastern time, 1-point difference. Again, can't really say much in terms of the odds, but I'm going to roll with Hearts or draw. Yes, they are away. Yes, Celtic is at home and obviously has a great record at home against this team, but I'm going with the Cinderella story here. If Hearts get a draw, they win the league. I'm praying. I love when this type of stuff happens. It's giving me Leicester vibes. Not as big, but pretty close. So give me Hearts or draw. Don't know the odds. Can't tell you. But obviously when the pod comes out, I think the odds will be out. So give me Hearts or draw. I'm going Cinderella story here.
Yeah, I was looking everywhere for odds on this game. But because there's so much implications on tomorrow's games that they can't even give out odds for this, I personally liked both teams to score here because this fixture in recent in recent head-to-head has had both teams to score, with Hearts actually having the better result of these games. So Hearts or draw is also a solid pick here. But let me go through some context here, okay, guys? This is second versus first. This is the final match of the season. This is essentially the Scottish Premiership final. If all but one event occurs tomorrow, yesterday, if you're watching this, and if both teams play a league game before the finale, and if the following occurs, Hearts can claim the league before this match. So Hearts can technically win the league tomorrow, and that's if Celtic lose, keeping them at 76 points, and Hearts win, taking them to 80 points. Maximum points Celtics can get Saturday is 79, but Celtics need to win or draw midweek versus Motherwell to stay alive. I think Celtic could definitely beat Motherwell. They're in crazy form right now. They're fighting. They're fighting to the last tooth and nail to try and get this silverware, to try and catch up to Hearts. But I think Hearts, they stole my heart. Tony Bloom, part owner of this team. Crazy story. Best bettor in the world. I want Hearts to win this game. I want Hearts to win this season. The last team to ever break this streak between Celtic and Rangers was Aberdeen back in 1984-85 season. And guess who their coach was? Sir Alex Ferguson, bro. Before he went to Man U. So it's going to be a crazy game. We almost flew out to Scotland to watch this game, but it is what it is. He likes double chance Hearts. I like both teams to score. When the odds come out, we'll post them on Instagram or wherever, depending on how the results go tomorrow.
All right. Sick. Let's keep it rolling. We're moving on to the MLS. Finalmente to the MLS. Okay, we're starting off with New England versus Minnesota. This is second in the East versus fifth in the West. I'm going to start off with my play, which is both teams to score at 1.66. Okay. Minnesota has scored in 7 of the last 8 away games. They've scored in 7 of their 8 away games this season. So away, they put goals in. They're playing away here. The only game they didn't score away was against Vancouver, which is arguably one of the best teams in the league. New England has conceded in 4 of the last 7 home games this season. And MLS is a league of goals. If you bet on MLS, if you watch MLS, it's what happens. Okay. So ultimately, I'm going with both teams to score here at 1.66. New England, again, like I said this last week too, I took them both teams to score against Philly, and that hit with actually pretty similar odds. And my sort of explanation was like, New England is somehow second in the East. No one's expecting it. I watched them play. They're not that good. So it's just weird. I think it's just still very early. I think they will drop down. Minnesota also is not very good either. You're looking at 2 middle of the table teams. I think both teams to score here makes a lot of sense in a league that is full of goals and with a team that when they play away, they score every game. Give me both teams to score at 1.66.
Bro, how is New England middle of the table if they're second, broski?
They're going to watch and learn. Okay. They will finish maximum 5th place. Calling that now.
Yeah,
Sisto, timestamp that.
Listen, I don't disagree. I think that could definitely happen. New England hasn't been a great squad in, I think, my whole time watching MLS. Speaking on that, I got New England or draw at 1.4 odds. They helped me cash my 28x parlay that hit last week that Anthony forgot to mention at the beginning of the pod. All good. Love it. I like double chance here. They're really good. They're 3-1-1 versus Minnesota, and they've beaten Minnesota the last 3 games at home in New England. I mean, it's pretty easy. New England were losing last week 1-0 to Philadelphia, came back and won 2-1. But there's also midweek MLS action happening the day after today, which is tomorrow, the time of recording. So we'll see how that plays out too. We might adjust some things going forward. But as for now, I like double chance. He likes both teams to score, and that's it. I'm taking double chance though.
Okay, Minnesota congratulations. They are skeef. Okay, we're moving on. Next MLS matchup we have is Austin versus Kansas. Okay, this is 10th versus 15th in the West. So 2 pretty skeef teams, to be honest. Obviously, Kansas is the absolute worst team of all time. I think they got absolutely hammered 6-0 last week to Portland, who's also not a very good team this year. So I have an interesting bet, something I've never taken before. This is the first time on this podcast that I will be taking this type of bet. I have a goal range bet, okay? I'm going between 3 and 5 goals at 1.80. Okay, that means there'll be either 3, 4, or 5 goals scored in this game. Doesn't matter who scores them, doesn't matter what time they happen, as long as this game ends between 3, 4, and 5 goals between both teams. Okay, Austin has had over 2 goals in 7 of their 13 games this season, and of those games, only 2 went over 5. So you're seeing that range looks very prominent for them. I think Austin wins this game, maybe concedes 1, maybe. I'm thinking this is like a 3-1, 4-1 game, even a 3-2, maybe if somehow Kansas can put 1 or 2 away. Yeah, don't see it going over 5, but don't see it staying under 3. So give me between 3 and 5 total goals in the match at 1.80. That's a first.
Yeah, watch Austin win 6-0 like Portland did last week.
Come on. They're not taking 2 6-0s to the face back to back.
And no, taking it from the back to back.
Yeah, see?
No, this is a good bet. I actually do like this. This is a good range. So just to confirm this, because this is something I haven't seen too often, they need at least 3 goals and maximum 5 goals scored. Right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so between that range, okay, that's good. With all that being said, I think that's a great bet, great odds. I will be taking, however, Austin money line, Austin to win at 1.45 odds. Listen, guys, not Portland. Kansas are just bad. If anything, investors should be looking to buy Kansas and move them to Vegas instead of buying Vancouver and moving them to Vegas, okay? Because Kansas are dreadful, horrible. They suck. Austin's going to beat them. Shout out my boy Uzuni. He's probably going to score. And Christian Ramirez. Take them both for a shot on target because I took them last week and they hit. Austin moneyline 1.45. I think the odds are probably going to go down by the time this game starts, depending on how Kansas performs midweek and how Austin performed midweek. But I love Austin moneyline here. It's a great look, especially at home.
All right, beautiful. Moving on to the next matchup. Again, we are staying in MLS because that's really all that's left in terms of meaningful games. We have Houston versus Vancouver, 8th versus 2nd. Houston coming off a pretty big win. Vancouver coming off a draw to San Jose, which they should have won that game. I watched the whole game. I had both teams to score, so I got what I wanted out of it. But Vancouver absolutely dominated this game, and San Jose is supposed to be one of the best teams in the league. Vancouver, they actually play beautiful, fluid, attacking football. Like it's insane. And there was no Muller that game, and they were missing a couple players. They got some guys with red cards and whatnot. They have insane depth, but they actually play really nice attacking football. Like it actually was nice to watch. Like they put the work on San Jose, just couldn't find the back of the net. Many chances to do it, they just couldn't do it more than once. So they drew 1-1 to San Jose, but they should have won. So look, do I think they beat Houston? I do. But again, MLS, it is a league of goals. So I'm going over 2.5 goals at 1.57 odds. Over 2.5 has hit in 4 of the last 6 games between these two. Vancouver will look to get back to winning ways after 2 straight draws. They deserved the win last week as well. I see Vancouver getting at least 2 here on their own. Houston might get 1 at home. This is a 2-1, 2-2, 3-2 type of game. Maybe a 3-1 Vancouver. Who knows? I don't care who wins. Give me goals over 2.5 at 1.57.
Wow, finally he bets an over. Finally, guys.
You're welcome.
Okay, I'll be taking 2 bets I like here for this game. I like double chance Vancouver or draw at 1.36 odds. And I also like both teams to score at 1.5 odds. Houston just gave the work to LAFC. They beat them 4-1 in LA. They're not playing terribly. They're playing decently. This is 8th place versus 2nd place in the West. I like both these odds. Vancouver being the away team, they'll probably concede, but they won't lose, similar to what happened against San Jose. Houston are picking up form. They're scoring goals. They're competing. They're trying. So, give me Vancouver or draw or both teams to score. And I'm probably going to include both of these in my dreamer later on.
Okay, congrats. Good. Listen, I hope that hits for you, brother. And I think it will, to be honest. Both teams score. I see both teams scoring. Vancouver a draw. Like I said, I think they win this game. So I love both sides. Good job, bro. See, like we're switching over. Like usually it would have been the other way around. Like I would have taken that one and you would have taken,
I would have taken the over. You would have taken the both teams.
Yeah.
Yeah, see?
We are moving on to the next matchup. Again, we are staying in MLS. We have my San Diego versus FC Cincinnati. This is 13th place in the West versus 6th place in the East. How San Diego is here, I don't know. Irving Lozano, like whether he's there or not there, who cares? It shouldn't make that much of a difference. They just started the season strong. They had this insane losing streak, red cards every single game, no discipline in the squad. But the thing is, if you watch them play, they still play nice football. So I don't know. Like it's an interesting situation. But nonetheless, I'm going back to the market that I took for the first time a few plays ago. I'm going goal ranges, okay? I'm going between 2 to 4 goals at 1.57, okay? There's no history between these teams. They've never played before. Last 5 Cincinnati games have all had 2 or more goals. San Diego has had between 2 to 5 goals in 3 of their last 5. I see San Diego turning it around slowly here. They had a good performance last week against Seattle, which they could have got the dub. Seattle scored off a dusty corner, the ball bouncing everywhere and tipping in at the end. So they should have got a result away to Seattle. They didn't, but all good. I think they win, but nonetheless, they are a team that scores. So is Cincinnati. They're both teams that concede. Give me between 2 and 4 goals, meaning there can be 2, 3, or 4 total goals in the game at 1.57.
Yo, that's amazing, brother. I hope that hits you because you're such a nice guy. Okay.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate that.
I like goals in this game too, but I will be taking both teams to score at 1.4 odds. San Diego can score goals, but they are not that great defensively. Cincinnati, capable of scoring goals against anybody. They also just can't get the job done defensively. So give me both teams to score here in what should be a nice little shootout. Hopefully it ends with that 2 to 4 goal range for Anth.
All right, guys, moving on to Sunday. The first matchup we have here is in Ligue 1, okay? We're going to France where we have Marseille versus Stade Rennes, okay? This is 5th versus 6th place. Both teams are fighting for the best possible position that they can get in Europe, okay? These are two teams that just absolutely attack. Marseille knows how to score, but they concede. And same thing with Stade Rennes. They'll score 3 on you, but still concede 2. Give me both teams to score here at 1.5. I love it. There's so much value there. Take it or leave it.
Yeah, so this is 5th versus 6th. Final match of the league for France. Just confirmed it, Anth. It is the final match of the league. Okay. Both teams fighting for the best possible European spot. Marseille sit in the last European spot with Monaco just behind them at 54 points. Stade Rennes are just above them at 59 points. I believe Marseille are in a Conference League spot and Rennes occupy the only Europa League spot. But if Rennes wins, they have a chance to qualify for Champions League. And if Marseille wins, they have a chance to go up to the Europa League. So I'm expecting a goal fest here. Stade Rennes in slightly better form. Marseille are like Anthony's weekly percentages, up and down, up and down. So we'll see what happens this weekend. But I'm praying for both teams to score so that we both hit.
Okay, congratulations. We'll keep it going. All right, we have another massive matchup on Sunday. This is Club Brugge versus Union Saint-Gilloise in Belgium. This is 1st versus 2nd in a massive matchup. 50 points for Bruges, 49 for USG. We're going both teams to score here at 1.65. Again, two teams fighting for a title. They're going to want to get a win. Bruges at home is going to want to score, going to want to get the job done in front of their home fans. Although there is a couple games left still after this one, this can literally decide the title because these are two teams that will probably win out the rest of the season or come close to it. So this game means everything for everybody. And the way I see it is either team goes up early in the first, let's say 30 minutes or so. The other team's going all out attack. I think we can get 2 goals here, 1 from each team. Give me both teams to score here at 1.65.
Yeah, I feel like the most ideal situation for this game would be for Union Saint-Gilloise to score early within the first 15, 20 minutes, and then Club Brugge just to go nuts, because Union will sit back, and they're a team that can sit back and do pretty well, but Club Brugge at home, all they know is to attack. They're probably one of the best attacking teams outside of the top 5 leagues. We saw what they did to Barca in the Champions League. We saw what they did in Europe. They're a great team. They won for us last week. I think they won 3-0 or 2-0. Had a couple goals come back. Yeah, they're a relentless attacking team. I love Club Brugge. They're at home. I also love Union because there's a couple Canadian guys on there. But both teams to score here should hit. This game means a lot for them. Like, I expect it to be a little timid at first, but as soon as one team scores, floodgates are open. It's going to be all-out attack from the opposing team.
Okay, bang. Moving on to the next game of Sunday. We are going back to MLS where we have Inter Miami versus Portland. Guys, not much to say. Inter Miami at home has not won a game there. They drew 3, lost 1, and they were up 3 goals in the first 30 minutes. Then it was 3-1 by halftime, and then Orlando scored 3 on them in the second half. So we're not touching any type of result here. We're just going to go with both teams to score at 1.53. Okay, it literally happens in every Inter Miami game. Even the ones they win away, they beat Toronto 4-2. How did Toronto score 2 goals? Like a guy who scored, I never even heard of his name before.
Who?
And
exactly.
Exactly. Emilio Arista, I don't know. I don't know who he is. Doesn't matter. All I know is there will be goals here from both teams. Both teams score at 1.53. Makes so much sense.
Okay, guys. The 2 rules for Inter Miami so far this season are this. When they are at home, you don't bet them to win, draw, nothing. You bet both teams to score and over 2.5 goals when they are playing at home, okay? When they're playing away, you take them double chance or money line because they only win their games on the road. They don't win at home so far. Okay? That's what you're going to take. But the best bet for Miami games is both teams to score. So let me do that again. The best bet for Inter Miami games is both teams to score. They have Messi, Suarez, Rodrigo de Paul, Allende, all these guys up top. And then defensively, they got Falcon. Who is that guy? Okay? They concede goals. If they're conceding goals to TFC, who have no Sarja, have absolutely nobody, have basically a CPL squad available, and they're scoring 2 against them, both teams to score is going to happen in every Inter Miami game. Because like Anthony said in previous pods, this is just Messi and his boys retiring, playing pickup soccer. This is Sunday League for them, basically, at this point. So both teams to score. That's all I'm taking. If you want to be a little bit spicy, add over 2.5, but that's it.
Dude, I literally watched them in Miami and they looked like they were just showing up for Sunday League, men's league. It was insane. So anyways, yeah, love both teams to score.
But like a lot of MLS games, when I watch them, the pace just looks like, it's like, bro, I could be there. I could be there playing right now. It was like watching the Living Legends game almost. I was like, bro, this is sick. It's the same thing as MLS.
You could have played Living Legends game for sure. All right, anyways, moving on. Next matchup, again, we're going back to the MLS where we have Nashville versus LAFC. First in the East versus third in the West. 2 good teams, 2 teams that score lots of goals. Just give me both teams to score here at 1.57. Not too much to think about. Nashville drew last week, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I'm not sure, to be honest. Let me check. They drew this past weekend against who?
They did against DC United 2-2.
Yeah. Were they home or away?
So
They're away, right?
They were away. So they scored 2 away, but they conceded to DC United, who's having a season that I can't even really explain. And on the flip side, you have LAFC, I think, who lost last weekend, if I'm not correct.
They lost to Houston 4-1, yeah, at home.
To Houston 4-1. So they're going to want to bounce back. Give me both teams to score at 1.57.
Yeah, you're going to have Hani Mukhtar versus Dennis Bouanga, Surridge versus Heung-min Son. So it's going to be a goal fest. MLS, you guys already know. Nobody can defend properly except for maybe Vancouver, and that's it.
Okay, moving on. We're going to the Serie A, okay? Our second last matchup on the slate. Roma versus Lazio. This is in the 5th versus 9th place. This game means everything for Roma and absolutely nothing for Lazio, okay? But it's still a derby at the end of the day. It's still the Roman derby. It's one of those derbies where, like, it's one of the fiercest derbies of, like, dude, like, these fans want to kill each other. Like, there's derbies where everyone hates each other. Like, you watch videos of the fans here, they literally want to murder each other. So although Lazio has nothing to play for and Roma has everything to play for, something to consider is the amount of pleasure Lazio would have to screw over Roma here, who absolutely need a result to overtake AC Milan and take the last Champions League spot. I have no personal bet here. I am going to be hate watching Roma 1,000,000% to make sure that Milan gets into the Champions League. But I do like both teams to score here, only for the sole fact that, again, Lazio is going to want to ruin the parade for Roma. To be fair, the results haven't been, the both teams to score results haven't really been there for this fixture. It has been mainly in Roma's favor, of course, over the last few years. That makes sense. But still, give me both teams to score here at I think it's 1.95, I believe.
Wow, it's that good?
That's why I like it. I'm not personally taking it, but if you're going to touch anything here, that's what I would do.
Hold on.
Go for it.
I'm going to double check that right now, actually.
It is.
Okay,
I know for sure it is.
Those are great odds here. So this is basically going to be our Uncle C's versus Zio Tony game because I want Roma to win. They've been in great form. They play really nice football, actually. Not the greatest team at defending, but it makes for really good matches. Probably some of the most entertaining Serie A matches are Roma games because they play Pellegrini ball. He's really good. Is it Pellegrini? No. What's the coach's name again? I forgot his name. The old guy that coached Atalanta.
Oh my God. No, it's not Pellegrini.
No, I'm
sure. No, is it?
No, it's not. It's not Pellegrini. Gasperini.
Holy
wait,
shit.
Is it Gasperini?
It is Gasperini.
It is Gasperini. It's
Gasperini.
Gasperini, yeah. He plays great ball. I know him and Claudio Ranieri are having some beef right now. Ranieri's probably going to dip because the coach is football speaking for himself. One play I like here that I've been taking almost every week now, and I took last weekend with a Roma W, is Daniel Malin to score or assist. He has contributed probably the most goals of any player as a January signing. So basically, Roma swapped him for Leon Bailey from Aston Villa. Daniel Malin came in and looks like boy wonder over here. He's scoring goals like crazy. He's making us bald boys proud. And I love it. The odds here are 1.72. So that's great odds for me. I'm going to be taking that. Maybe, again, do double chance Roma or draw, or just do both teams to score. Because Lazio, to be fair, Sarri hasn't playing good ball. They are playing Coppa Italia final against Inter tomorrow at the time of recording. I believe so. Correct me if I'm wrong, Ant.
Yes,
They're playing, correct. Yeah, so Coppa Italia, listen, that's their only chance to make it to Europe and to win something, because they started off the year horribly. They had a transfer ban. They couldn't pick up too many players. They got a couple guys in January to kind of tighten the ship and steady the pace. So they're safe from relegation. They're not qualifying for nothing. This is, however, the Rome Derby. So I think both teams to score is actually a phenomenal show here, Ant. I'm so glad you found that because I totally missed that. And yeah, I like that. And Daniel Malin to score an assist. I do believe Rome will come out of this with a dub, however, because they have so much more to play for. The Grinta is going to be crazy in this game. So that's what I'm taking.
The Grinta will be crazy in this game. Okay, we're moving on to the last match on the slate, which is basically the other side of this whole battle. Genoa versus AC Milan. AC Milan currently occupying the last Champions League spot, tied on points with Roma, who's right below them in 5th place. But they're playing a Genoa who has nothing to play for. Although I will say this, Genoa's coach, Daniele De Rossi, literally a storied Roma player, a captain at one point. He's going to want to do everything in his power to help Roma and make sure that they see USCL football over AC Milan. So he's going to try to get a result here. Nonetheless, I'm going to go with Milan on the money line at 1.72. Yes, they are in shambles. Yes, everything looks like it's falling apart. Yes, it is falling apart. However, I trust my boys to close out the season, get UCL football, and I'm going to look at a couple things here, okay? Number one, I'm going to look at the stage that's set. They need a W. Second thing I'm going to look at is the history. They are 18-7-5 against Genoa. So history is completely in their favor. The next thing I'm going to look at, Milan are the second best away team in the league behind Inter, okay? 10 wins, 5 draws, 3 losses. So yes, current form doesn't show that any of this makes sense, but I got to go with history. I'm going with everything. And of course, like I just said, I'll end it off with this. They need to win for UCL football. I'm going to leave it at that. Give me AC Milan on the money line at 1.72. I might regret this. I might want to kill myself after this fucking game happens, but I'm riding with my boys in red and black, the Rossoneri, the most storied, the biggest club in Italy.
Yeah, I got absolutely nothing for this game because one Serie A game is my threshold at this point because Serie A is honestly horrible now. It seems like nobody wants to play anymore. Everyone's over it. Coaches, players, everyone's over. Everyone just wants to go on vacation now since there's no World Cup for half these players anyways. But yeah, I got nothing for this game. Anthony, I hope you win this. I hope Milan smarten up because last week was embarrassing. The fans are protesting. They should bring Maldini back. I don't know what Zlatan does for that team. He's absolutely garbage. That guy's all fake aura. He's garbage, honestly. I don't even know who the other guy is, the president. Get rid of everybody. Bring him back, Maldini. Bring back beautiful football. Not this garbage Allegri ball, pure scared to play attack. Put fucking the best wingers in the league playing a striker. What's wrong with you? Are you dumb? I hate it. Why do we have to end the pod on this note, bro? I don't want to end on a fucking dirty Milan team, bro.
Bro, because it's how we ended it. It's grimy, bro. It's fucking grimy, okay?
It's fucking grimy.
All right, listen. Let's finish this off here. Guys, if you made it this far, and I know you did, you're here for the next part, the next segment of this podcast. But before we get to that, please, 60% of you guys watching are not subscribed. That's thousands of people, okay? All we ask is for a quick subscription. I'll give you a second to do it right now. Just a click of a button, a little click. Congratulations, you just subscribed to the best soccer podcast, best soccer betting podcast in the world. All right, you just woke up. It is a cold, harsh, rainy Thursday afternoon. You're sleeping in. You don't got a job. You got nothing, okay? You're broke and you're fat. You hear me? You're broke and you're fat. You get up, You find your way all the way to the gym. It's your first time there. You look around, everyone's bench pressing, doing the biceps, but you're all scared because you got nothing, okay? You sit down, you load up the 45s on the bench press, and for some reason, you happen to put 220 pounds on the bench press. You go under, you start hitting it. All of a sudden, you realize, yo, I just hit 11 reps for 220 pounds. You rack the weight. You look up, you see Uncle C's, he's crushing buys. His biceps are the size of a truck, okay? You turn back around, you look at yourself, you say, okay, I'm getting back in shape, but why am I so broke? I need to fix the broke part. And then all of a sudden, you got the AirPods in, you hear, ding. You grab your phone, you look at it. Oh my God, I just hit 11 reps for 220 pounds, but the MBH boys just dropped an 11 leg parlay for 220x. And it kicks off with Aston Villa versus Liverpool. We got both teams to score in that one. Then we got St. Pauli versus Wolfsburg. Again, both teams to score. Then we have an interesting one. Austin FC versus Kansas City in the MLS. We have a total match goal range of 3 to 5 goals. That means there can be 3, 4, or 5 goals in that game. Then we have over 2.5 goals in Houston Dynamo versus Vancouver Whitecaps, again in the MLS. Then we're back to the total match goal range. We have 2 goals to 4 goals between San Diego and FC Cincinnati. Again, means that it can be 2, 3, or 4 goals in that match, and you hit. Then we have both teams to score in Nashville versus LAFC. Give me both teams to score in France, Marseille versus Stade Rennes. Give me AC Milan money line against Genoa. Give me both teams to score in Club Brugge versus Union Saint-Gilloise. In Belgium, give me Man City money line against Chelsea in the FA Cup final. And guys, the 11th leg, the last leg, give me Stuttgart on the money line against Frankfurt. That is Stuttgart to win. I'm putting $250 to return $55,008.85. Forget the 11 reps. Forget the 220 pounds. We need 11 legs and 220x. You are going to be $55,000 richer after this parlay hits. We'll see you at the money counter. You're welcome. All right, gents, you just finished at the gym. You're feeling great workout, but then you walk outside and you see your broken down Honda Civic. It's a 96. It barely has 4 wheels, okay? You get in it. You're driving home all depressed. Why am I so broke? You pull up to a red light. Then you hear an engine roaring. It pulls up next to you. You look to the right. Who do you see? You see LeBron James in a Rari next to Uncle C's. He points at you, tells you to roll down the window. You roll it down and he throws a ticket at you. You say, what? You grab the ticket off the seat. You look at it. It's a 23.9x your money parlay that is 8 legs, and it kicks off with both teams to score in Germany, St. Pauli versus Wolfsburg. Then it is over 2.5 goals in the Houston Dynamo versus the Vancouver Whitecaps game. Then it's a crazy one you've never seen before. A match goal range between 2 and 4 goals in San Diego versus FC Cincinnati. Then it takes you to MLS once again, where you have both teams to score in Nashville versus LAFC. Then you got both teams to score once again in Marseille versus Stade Rennais. You got Man City to lift the trophy in the FA Cup final against Chelsea. You got tie or Stuttgart, double chance against Frankfurt. And it ends off the 8th leg, the last leg, with Austin FC money line against Kansas City. You placed $250 to return $5,975.88. Thank God for LeBron and Uncle C's pulling up next to you in the Rari, because you are about to be $6,000 richer after this cashes. You're welcome. I'll see you at the money counter. Guys, if you want more, parlays just like this, comment LeBron and I'll send you a link to download Audible, where we place parlays like this all the time. If you love to dream, come dream with us on Audible. See you at the money counter when this taking cashes. You're welcome.
You keep working your 6 to 9 job every single day. You're in traffic listening to 6ix9ine because he's out of jail. He just had a baby shower, okay? And guess what? You get a notification. MBH Bets just dropped a 6.96x parlay. And it starts off on Friday, where we got double chance Liverpool or a draw against Aston Villa, who are not going to do nothing this game. Then we're going to Germany, where we got Heidenheim versus Mainz. I'm taking Heidenheim double chance to win or draw. Then we got St. Pauli versus Wolfsburg, the battle of the brutal in Germany. Both teams to score. Give me that. Then we got the FA Cup where we got Chelsea versus Manchester City in Wembley. You already know I got Manchester City to lift the cup. And then last but not least, guys, we're headed to Belgium, okay? We're heading to Brussels where I got Club Brugge versus Union Saint-Gilloise. Both teams to score between first and second place in Belgium. 6.96x, $150 will return you $1,609.12, boys, okay? Guys, the soccer season is almost over and you still haven't hit a bet. I already bought my mom a dryer last week because thankfully I hit my 28x parlay that you did not tail. But guess what? You're lucky. I have another play for you guys, okay? I got a 5-leg 10.73x MLS parlay only for you guys, okay? We start off in Massachusetts where I got New England double chance versus Minnesota United. Then we're off to Texas where I got Austin FC to win and Mirto Uzuni to get one shot on target. Then we're going to Miami where we got both teams to score and over 2.5 goals in the Inter Miami and Portland Timbers game. Then we're going to Texas again, boys. We got both teams to score and double chance Vancouver in the Houston Dynamo game versus Vancouver Whitecaps. And then last but not least, we're heading to California. Our boys, San Diego versus FC Cincinnati. Both teams to score. I got $150 to return you $1,609.50. Okay, guys? If you want more plays just like this, comment soccer and I'll send you a DM with a link to download Audible where we drop plays like this every single week.
And just like that, we come to the end of another podcast, our 33rd podcast episode. If you guys made it this far, and I know you did, because you always do, because you always make money with us, hit the subscribe button. 60% of you guys are not subscribed. I'll give you a second to do it right now. Ding. You're officially subscribed to the best soccer betting podcast in the world. You're welcome because you're making money with us every single week, and you're welcome because you're gonna make money this week. Congratulations! I'm already telling you guys congratulations early. Okay, Uncle C's, end it off, brother.
Ciao, boys. Good luck this weekend, and let's crush another week with the MBH boys.